What's going on? Dylan Conrad, Metabolic Momma Method. Today I'm going to talk to you moms about the two worst things you could do first thing when you wake up, and I'm going to give you a hint. You're doing it. Before I get into that, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on. iTunes, Spotify, like and subscribe. Appreciate everything. So what are these two things that we're all doing every single morning as moms that are the worst thing for us, and why specifically for moms are they really bad for us? Now, most people do these, whether you're a mom or not. Number one is checking your phone first thing in the morning. Really, really bad. Number two is caffeinating, getting coffee in first thing in the morning. So I'm going to go through the cortisol and kind of like why that is important and why this is really bad, and I'm going to talk to you guys why it's specifically bad for moms. So cortisol isn't a bad thing, right? It's what keeps us alive. It's a survival mechanism that basically increases our heart rate. It makes us focus. Chronic cortisol secretion, chronic stress is really bad for us. That's what's going to cause weight gain. That's what's going to cause decrease in immune system. There's a lot of different stuff, depression, anxiety, heart disease, stuff like that is going to happen from too much cortisol. And so if we are checking our phone first thing in the morning, even if it's not email or text, something that really stresses out, even if it's like looking on social media or looking at like the news, which is stressful, you're going to spike cortisol right when you wake up, even higher than you're already spiking it. So cortisol spikes normally when you wake up, right? And then it really peaks at about 8:30. And this is the same in every single person out there. So 8:30 is it peaks, and then it peaks again at 12 p.m. And it doesn't matter which time you wake up, because we are diurnal, meaning that like humans, we're awake all day long. It's the opposite of nocturnal. So that's just the natural time that this is going to peak for us in terms of our cortisol. So if we're waking up, we're spiking our cortisol, and we're spiking it a little higher, right, by checking our phones. It's going to stay up throughout that period, and then it's going to spike. And so it's going to stay chronically high for the first part of the day, which is no bueno, right? The other reason what I was talking about is caffeine. Why is caffeine bad first thing in the morning? Why is having coffee first thing in the morning? Is because, again, same thing, you're spiking your cortisol when you wake up, and it's going to peak at 8:30. If you're drinking coffee then, you're just going to keep it high, or you're going to spike on top of spiking, because when you have caffeine, that does cause a cortisol secretion. So those two things, the worst thing you can do when you wake up. And specifically as a mom, why is cortisol so important? Well, young moms, moms with young kids, regardless of what age you're at, it does throw off your hormones afterwards, specifically thyroid. You're a lot more susceptible to a lot of different changes, and cortisol is really going to make that even worse, right? And so as moms, with hormone optimization being so important, if we are spiking our cortisol and keeping it chronically high, it's just going to throw more fire into the mix that already isn't there. You already have such a small margin for error in hormone optimization that anything that you can throw off is going to throw it off way more compared to a normal population, either a woman or a man, right? So what should you do instead of doing these two things in the morning? So the best time to drink coffee or have your caffeine is going to be between 9:30 and 11 a.m. That's like the best window. And I know it's hard. It's like breaking a habit when you kind of get into that. But you'll notice once you start doing this, the caffeine effect, right? That like feeling of like dopamine hit, it feels good. The energy, the focus, it's going to be a lot more intense the more often you do that. You're going to feel a lot more mentally clear. You're going to feel a lot more energetic than if you did it first thing in the morning. So that's the first thing you're going to notice. You're going to feel a benefit right away to drinking your coffee between 9:30 and 11, or having your caffeine, whatever it is, between that time. Okay, so that's what you should do instead of having it first thing in the morning. Just wait a little bit to have it, right? And then the other thing, in terms of checking your phone, and stressing yourself out first thing in the morning, I would wait as long as you can, even if it's like 30 minutes or an hour, because that's going to greatly decrease. Sorry, I keep coughing. I had COVID, and yeah, I was in bed like all day yesterday and the day before, so I apologize for the voice and the coughing and all that stuff. But either instead of checking your phone to look at your news or social media or text or email and instantly stress your body out and spike cortisol, what you can do instead is read. You can meditate. You can, and when I say read, I would not read the news. I would read something that's like just fiction, just like easy reading. You can read. You can meditate. You can do breath work. You can journal. anything basically that's like going to chill you out and have like a nice ease into your day, instead of going like you wake up, balls to the wall, 0 to 60, and then you stay high, and then when you come down, it's just like you're like just crashing, right? Instead, have like a nice easy lead into the day, and then kind of like think about your day as one of these graphs, right? That kind of like slowly goes up, and then it peaks, and then it comes down. That's what you want to think of your day in terms of like your productivity, your energy, all that stuff. So hope this helps. Don't make these two mistakes. Switch it up. It's really, really easy. I know it's easier said than done. It's hard to switch, especially the caffeine thing, and to get these habits. But if you watched my video last time on how to break habits, create new ones, that's going to be very, 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 very helpful for you to create these new habits of waiting to have your caffeine, and also waiting to actually check your phone first thing in the morning. So hope this helps. Love y'all. Happy whatever day you're watching this on. And Metabolic Momma's DC Fitness, Dylan Conrad out.